Hello my beautiful viewers on my channel. What I thought I'd do now, because I think it's about 4 subscribers away from 1,000 subscribers, and I just can't believe it, I'm blown away. I thought I'd tell you a few classic stories. So it's story time. Classic stories that my friend loves to hear. You know who you are, mate, you know who you are. Yeah. He loves to hear my old stories, this guy. Anyway, first story. Mate, let's have a bit of fun, let's have a laugh as we head ever closer to 1,000 subscribers. Well, basically, I had this mate. I've not seen him in years. Mate, right? Jonathan, his name. I won't say his set name. Jonathan. He might even be subscribed to this channel, I don't know. But Jonathan. Anyway, he told me once, this is my friend, you know who you are, he loves this story. Anyway, before I tell you this story, say one thing about him. He did like the odd funny fag sometimes. But I find, I mean, I've never taken illegal drugs, never sniffed glue, never done any of that. You know, what other people want to do, it's up to them. They've got answer for it, haven't they? But anyway, he's told, I find, when you get told a story, and if it consistently stays the same, there's a grain of truth in it. And this story, when he's told us this, it's always stayed the same. Anyway, he woke up one day, he was in bed, and he lived about 2 or 3 doors up from me. I put up on a council estate. And he said, he woke up, and he was a leprechaun standing on his stomach. Oh, shit. The leprechaun standing on his stomach, all in green, you know. Looked like he'd been on a night out, that thing that they have, St. Patrick's Day, you know. What have you. And you could feel the weight on him. This leprechaun smiling at him, you know. Anyway, he said he felt the weight. And he said to me, next minute, he jumps off into a rainbow. Unbelievable, isn't it? That story's always remained the same. Yeah. But wait to hear this, another story. My brother, right, he was a few doors up from him. Right. Used to reckon, and my brother's never touched illegal drugs, not to my knowledge anyway, ever. Right. He every now and again, at the bottom of his bed, he would see little men and little women in Robin Hood gear on the same estate. Ain't that strange? But one of his children saw the same thing. You know, maybe there's a magical hand under the floorboards. Who knows? But that I'll tell you, believe on it. Just 1 second, and I'll tell you a few more little stories. Right, well, I was brought up in a council estate, as you know, right? But anyway, my brother told me, he heard a story that allegedly, on the estate I was brought up, that there was potato people. These little potatoes, little hands and that, they came out, the potato people. Yeah. And the backfield where I used to live, allegedly, right, a city was supposed to have come up from the backfields. Just a typical council estate in Cheshire, you know. Yeah, what have you? Just 1 second. Now here's another story, right? Now whether this happened to me. Whether this happened or I dreamed it, I don't know to this day. But where I used to be brought up, there's a massive big manor house. You know, it's a big manor house estate, and then a council estate. Over the council estate was built on it. Well, my brother and his mate and all the rest used to go night fishing. And some nights I'd go down to them, over the schools and down to them. And there's one part, it was like Sleepy Bloody Hollow. You know, I kept expecting a bloody headless horseman to come along on his bloody horse, you know. what have you. But anyway, I remember I turned round. Now, whether I dreamt this, to this day, I don't know. To this day, I don't know about this. But I turned round and I saw, I think it was ghosts or something. Like, do you know like the women years ago, they used to have the big dresses that went all the way around. Like them bloody things you used to put over toilet rolls. One of them. Now, whether I dreamt that or it actually happened to this day, I don't know. I don't know, but that's weird. Yeah, weird. But then my friend in the manor house, he's dead now, drunk himself to death. He reckoned he saw in the manor house, in the window, this child at the window who'd allegedly been burnt to death. He reckoned he saw the ghost of it, him and a few other people. Honestly, I've got loads of stories. Just 1 second. Right. It's like another thing where I used to live. I used to live with my mum. Now, it was a council house which my sister bought. Right. Well, my brother bought it first, then my sister had it off him. And we lived there rent-free for 18 years. Not that you need to know that. Just popped out of that. It's true. Anyway, yeah. But whenever I used to take my motorbike round the back to lock it up round the back, right? And this used to be always like this. It never happened at the front, but at the back of the entry. It was 2 council houses and an entry right through the middle. We were sort of there, right? At the back, you always got the sense someone was staring at you or looking at you. You know, yeah. And sometimes you'd hear somebody coming up the coming up the entry. Yeah, you never had it at the front. It was always at the back, and it happened all the time, like someone was staring at you. Isn't that weird? You know. 1 second. And here's another story. I went out with a woman from Wallasey on the Wirral. Won't mention her name, obviously, but I bought an engagement ring. I've been engaged twice in my life. Right? Bought an engagement ring, and I was standing on my train station, right? And I sensed an angel. I didn't see an angel. I didn't hear an angel, but I sensed an angel. Right. And I had the ring in a little blue box, right? A little blue box. I swear down this is a true story, right? A little blue box it was to the engagement ring. And I looked at my right foot, and at the bottom of my right foot was a little box, exactly the same size as the box with the engagement ring, the same colour as well. So what I did, I took the top off the box that got the engagement ring in, right, and it fitted perfectly, exactly the same colour. Ain't that strange? But there was nothing in the box at the bottom of my feet. So we got engaged at night and we finished the same night. Ain't that weird? I think that was an omen that the relationship wasn't going to work. I mean, we were friends for a long time after, but I gave her 4 chances, but at the end, I just there's no way I could have got back with her, what have you. I haven't heard from her in years, but yeah. I mean, I remember once I was sitting on the settee with her. I'll never forget this. It's watching the time on my thingy. Sitting on the settee I was, and this was on the Wirral. And you looked outside her window. It was like people had made, there used to be a TV series called Bread. Gotta get up, you gotta get out. Blah, 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 blah. You looked outside her window. I used to keep expecting Joey Boswell come out from the other window. It was like that, you know. Anyway, she said, I said, you all right? Yeah. True story, this right. You all right? She said, yeah. Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah. She said, can you go and get some eggs? I'll cook you something to eat. Anyway, I went to the shop, right. Now, to get to the bloody shop, right, in Wallasey, you had to go over this bridge, which went over this like big dugout thing, right. I got to the shops, got the eggs. She texts me, She texts me, and she says, "Don't come back. It's not working out." This was the one that I got engaged to. 4 bloody times I gave her. But when she realised I was a good guy, totally good guy, by then I just couldn't go back to her. Because it always been at the back of my mind that the 4 times she asked me to go. You know what I mean? Honestly. Anyway, they're just a few funny stories. Hope you enjoyed it. And have a great week. Have a great week. There'll be more videos coming, obviously. And what have you. Stay safe. And if you can help someone, help them. You know. Even if we just say something nice to someone, what have you. When you're at work and stuff. Make someone's day. Do something nice for them. If you're married, surprise your wife or your partner, whatever. Whether you're a gay couple, lesbian couple, surprise them sometimes. You know. Buy them some flowers or a box of chocolates or something. You know. Don't take them for granted. You know what I mean? Stay safe. See you on the next one.